today. So the other week I made a video about what to take hiking, or how to hike on a budget, and I went back to when I first began and the things that I took, and well, I got a little bit nostalgic about it all, and I thought, why don't I give that another shot? Why don't I do that again? See how we go. So here I am. I've packed pretty light, bought all the same stuff that I bought before. The only difference this time is I've thrown in a hammock as well. So I'm keen to start camping with a hammock. I've never done it before, so this will be a first. I've never even tried it out. Anyway, it was just a cheapie I bought off eBay. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, there's some people up here, so I'll put this away. I've actually wanted to do this for probably a couple of months now, but things have always gotten in the way. Either every night that I've had the ability to go, it's been raining basically, or work has gotten in the way. So, you know, the temperature's gotten a bit colder now at nights, since it was a couple of months since I wanted to do it. Anyway, I've dressed quite warm, which is a bit of a mistake right now, because yeah, I'm starting to heat up now, but it's going to be pretty cold later tonight, so at least I'll be comfortable later. So we've got about an hour till sunset. I can hear people walking all around me. This is quite a popular spot for bushwalkers, but I'm just trying to stay out of sight and hopefully don't get noticed, and then I won't have to come up with a story as to why I've got this big backpack. Anyway, which way to go? Starting to cool down already. Now that I'm not going uphill. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't get too cold tonight. I did have to bring a sleeping bag just in case. We're not forecast to have any rain, which is good. Just gotta find my spots. Find the spot I'm gonna hide away in. So this would be a really good spot here if I didn't have to stay inconspicuous. Nice open space. Anyway, let's see if we can find somewhere a little out of the way. There is quite literally walking tracks everywhere here. As soon as I go off one, thinking, I might stay up here, I run into another walking track. It's not really what I want. Maybe we can make do just here. String our hammock up between these two trees. That might be the go. So that's the hammock setup. Now, it doesn't look quite right, does it? Yeah. But they reckon that that you want a ridge line that's 80% of the length of the hammock, which is what I've done, but certainly doesn't look that way. Anyway, I'll do a little bit more adjusting, see if we can get it a little bit better, but it's going to be quite interesting. Now, the other thing is, everyone recommends that when it's cold that you should have an underquilt underneath your sleeping bag, underneath your hammock, because it's really going to sap the heat out of you. I don't have one of those, so that's one mistake. Second mistake is I've bought an 8-foot hammock, and really I should have had an 11-foot one for my height. So this could be one of the worst sleeps that I've had. Oh well, it's always an adventure, isn't it? Anyway, I'm just going to take a bit of this cord and see if I can rig up the mosquito net, because I think we're going to need that tonight. There's a lot of mozzies around here. Right, so that's that set up. Time to enjoy a nice cold beer now. This is a Korean beer. It's was it an OB Premier Pilsner? And the story about how I came across this was bloke broke down outside my yard a couple of weeks back, and he was quite apologetic, said sorry and can I leave my car here, and I'm like, it's just outside the yard, like I care. You can't choose where you break down. But anyway, he was a mechanic, and he went home, got some tools, and I loaned him a jack and got it all fixed up, and when he left he came back with a couple of beers, so that was quite nice of him, I thought. So I've had one, and just having the second one now. But the weather report said it wasn't going to rain tonight, but looking up at the sky, I don't know what the weatherman was smoking when he gave that prediction. It doesn't look terribly good up there. Now, I didn't bring a tarp with me. A few months ago I was going to bring a tarp, but now that I've had to pack a sleeping bag as well in that little 40-litre backpack that I've got, tarp just doesn't fit. So we got no tarp, so I'm just praying it doesn't rain. Man, small hammock, no underquilt, possibility of rain, no tarp. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? Man, always an adventure. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this, and then we'll get some dinner going. Okay, so for dinner tonight we've got stag chili, southwest style chicken with beans, and the good old cheese and bacon rolls from Woolworths. So as I said before, I was getting a bit nostalgic when I made that other video, and this is roughly what I ate: some cheese and bacon rolls with some kind of tin food on it. But anyway, so we're going to do that. Now I've got my penny stove here. Now I'm not going to show you how to make one of these. If you look it up on YouTube, there's 100 instructional videos on how to do it. You don't need meat. So but yeah, it's basically just an aluminium can with the top and bottom cut off, some holes poked around the top, and the reason it's called a penny stove is because originally you would put a penny over the little hole in the centre that you used to fill it up, but with none of those around anymore, we're just using a 10-cent coin. Anyway, so the stove runs on metho, which I have some metho in these gin and vodka bottles. Now, not to be mistaken for the real thing. You would get a pretty nasty surprise if you were to try and drink those. Anyway, we're going to get this stove filled up. Now, one thing they don't show you in some of the videos on how to make these is how to get it lit, and you basically need to prime these things first. You need to tip a little bit around the outside, because what actually burns is not the metho, it's the fumes that come off of it. So you've got to get the can heated up first to get the fumes coming out of the holes. Get my 10-cent coin. Looks like we're going to lose our torchlight in a minute. I've got another battery, so I can sort that out. Right, now we get this lit. Now I'm going to put my snake wire on top of the 4 tent pegs that we've got there. I'm going to rip this label off the can because I don't want that to burn. I'm also going to open the can because once it's hot, I am not going to want to be opening that. Alright, now we're just going to sit this on top. There we go. Let that heat up. See, we had a wee little explosion there. I had the lid on the can. Anyway, starting to warm up. One thing about these metho stoves is they're not very hot. They don't burn very hot, so it takes a little while to cook your meal. And like to boil a cup of water will take you about 12 minutes as well. So she's slow going. One of these little 50ml bottles of metho will keep that burning for around about 12-13 minutes. So I've put 1.5 in there now. It'll give me plenty of time to cook my meal, and I can probably sit and enjoy a tiny little campfire while I eat. There we go. Get that off. Alright, let's get one of these bread rolls out. Rip it in half. Put some of this on there. It's a bit watery, a bit more watery than I thought it was going to be, but she'll be right. Anyway, let's give this a go. Well, you're not going to win any awards for this, but it fills the hole. I'm going to eat this and enjoy my little campfire. I'll check back with you soon. Well, it was a meal that was edible at least. Anyway, so I was saying before I didn't bring a underquilt for this. Just bought my little sleeping bag. It's supposed to be good for 10 degrees. It's not going to get below that, so that'll be fine. But yeah, no underquilt. So, but I didn't completely come unprepared. I did bring myself a little bit of scotch, so hopefully that'll warm the blood a little bit, keep me toasty for the night. And if it doesn't, then and at least maybe I won't care. Anyway, so my little fire is still burning here. It's on its last legs, almost going to go out. So I'm just going to sit back here and chill for a bit, and might watch an episode of something on my phone, since I'm in the city and I've got reception. You can hear traffic going around everywhere. Yeah, quite enjoy this type of camping. I might do a little bit more of this, a little bit more stealth camping. It's a lot of fun, and something different, but I don't mind this hammock so far. I'll give you the verdict tomorrow morning after a night's sleep in it, but it's pretty comfortable at the moment. I think I'll sign off for now, and I'll catch up with you in the morning, let you know how the night goes. Well, I survived the night, only just. Geez, that was that was cold. I think I spent more hours awake than I did asleep. The hammock, well, it was a little bit small, a little bit cramped, but it wasn't all that bad. I think if I had done this a couple of months ago when I wanted to, it would have been a lot better. But yeah, last night was just quite cold. I was actually lucky it wasn't windy too, because that would have just made it worse. But I was huddled up in this little sleeping bag, and yeah, just really cold. So anyway, I think the old 40-litre backpack, that's not what you want to take in colder weather. Anything other than summer. Just so you can bring a little bit more. Even a jumper would have been nice, right? If I had had a jumper, that would have been alright too. But yeah, the old $29 eBay hammock. Yeah, I think I'll give it a miss. I think I'll grab a 11-foot one, and I think I'll be happy with that. But anyway, it was an interesting night's sleep nonetheless. So gonna have a quick bite to eat, gonna make some coffee, and then I'm gonna head out of here. Not gonna use my little penny stove this morning. As I said last night, that thing does take 12 minutes to boil water, and it's not really what I want to spend the next 12 minutes doing, waiting for water to boil. So I did bring my little lightweight gas burner. I'm making this morning though is Cowboy Coffee. Now, so it's called Cowboy Coffee because this is how the cowboys used to make it. Now, but I also find that it's quite good for hiking. You don't have to take a plunger, you don't need one of those stovetop espresso machines. Yeah, coffee bag is the simplest way, but this actually is really quite nice. And one of the benefits to it too is it also breaks down all the acidity in the coffee. So when you boil it for 4 minutes, yeah, it breaks all that down, so it's better for you as well. Get this going. So you put your water on to boil, add your coffee straight to the thing. I usually add a tablespoon for 1 cup of coffee, so I'll just throw in a couple of these. And then for breakfast, we've got everyone's favourite meat, spam. It's not that bad, I guess. Well, it is, but I'll heat it up on the grill, and I did get the hot and spicy one, so with the temperature and the hot and spicy, you can kind of hide the fact that it tastes like shit. So there we go, hopefully you can see that. You want to get a nice rolling boil happening on your coffee for about 4 minutes. And once you've done that for 4 minutes, tip a little bit of cold water on top. That will settle the grounds, let it sit for a couple of minutes, tip it in your cup and you've got perfect coffee. Right, so that's 4 minutes. Now we just tip a bit of cold water around here, around the edge too, to get rid of those coffee grounds off the edge. Now we just let that sit for a couple of minutes. Spam. Just looks like dog food even. It smells like dog food. Let's get this out. Let's heat it up. While that's cooking, I need to try and work out how I'm going to do this coffee without a glove. That's nice. Nice coffee. Hopefully nice spam. Let's cut a bit of that off. Alright, here goes. Doesn't smell like dog food anymore. That's alright actually. That one's pretty good. Might heat up a few more. Finish my coffee. Pack this thing up and head out of here. Who would have thought? Rubbish bag, most important. Take all your rubbish with you, and Ziploc bags are great for it. This was just to keep the camera dry overnight in case it rained or if there was a dew. This is why I want to like hammock camping so much. And that's it. That's your sleep system right there. That's all packed up. That was quick and easy. Another great thing about hammocks, 2 minutes to set up, 2 minutes to pack up. So I'm going to put this camera away and then we'll head on out of here. This is a lot later than I'd hoped to be getting out of here. It's now 7 o'clock. I thought I might have been leaving by about 6:30, 6. Anyway, not to worry. main trail's just down here, and then a couple of k's back to the car. Well, the beauty of carrying a bunch of camera gear when you're stealth camping is at least when people do see you, they think you're just out doing some photography. So just passed a couple of walkers just then. Yeah. Man, it must be a sight, hey? And the longest track in here is probably a couple of k's, and here I am with a big backpack on, and I guess it's like anything, if you look like you're doing something else, people won't question it. Like people can rob places in broad daylight by wearing a high-vis vest, because no one questions them when they're wearing high-vis. So I guess if I'm walking through with a bunch of camera gear, no one questions it. Anyway, almost back to the car now, so I'm going to sign off here. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, and until next time, get out beyond your backyard.